gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Delays halt you. Omail's smart reply feature helps you respond quickly. Get your free Omail. Simply register at www.coolzone.ai.
Hello, everybody. It is the 22nd of March, and you see here we have the original Onpassive Nation. Almost forgot the name. Yeah, I was just looking a little while yesterday. I didn't even realize it. There's almost 30,000 people in the Onpassive Nation Facebook group, and we haven't been pushing people in there at all. So that's pretty cool. A lot of stuff goes on there. People go there for information. And a shout out to Tanya Onpassive. She is the captain of that ship. I'm not kidding. And she's better at it than anybody, no doubt about it. In fact, she tells me, this is what should happen. You're right. I agree 100%. Anyway, got my partners and buddies on here today. What we're going to kind of push a little bit is Connect. You gotta try it. Get in and have fun with it. I know I've talked to some people and they're nervous about breaking it. You're not gonna break it. Go in there and mess around. Listen, they have a walkthrough. They have a PDF. I don't know how many pages it is. 100, and it does step by step by step by step. So if you're welcome, Tanya. If you're a reader and you're into that, it really is very, very good. I downloaded it yesterday, and it's got everything from A to Z. But go in and try it out, because I'm going to say this, and I'm not kidding. We have tried everything. We've seen everything. We've seen viral before. I'm telling you, this is one product that I believe, I know personally for us three, just that alone can set you free. I mean, you, your family, whatever. It's that big. And I know a lot of products out there, they're close, and then it's just a matter of, well, do I want the pink one or the blue one or the no. This is a league of its own. There is no comparison on any part of this to any other virtual video conferencing platform. None, zero. So when this gets out, what you're going to see, and remember, I'm not kidding, this is my opinion. Company's not telling me to say it. I got to say that every day. I believe this is when your Uncle Bob, your crazy aunt, whoever gets into Connect, they're going to share it. I believe it'll be shared by everyone. Just like when the iPhone came out, yeah, they did a good job of branding and all that, but what really made it happen? People using it. What do you got? What is that? Can I see it? Blah, blah, blah. I got to have one. Boom. And look at the branding and the power of the iPhone right now. People are buying it by the millions every year, even if they don't need a phone. That's insane. For what, $1,000 or 1,100? Oh, crazy. But get in Connect. Try it out. I want to emphasize something to everyone. When you're using, they have right now in beta testing, look that up. That means we're testing, we're looking, I have got a lot of feedback, and I am sending it directly to Ask Me For. No joke. And it's just the stability, because sometimes in there, I'll see something that I see of me, but everybody else is telling me, no, you look fine. So there's different things going on. It has to do with the distance between you and the wall behind you. And because I sit in this overgrown chair, I've got two walls behind me. I've got the back of the chair, and then I put back from there, I got the regular wall. So it makes a difference. Now remember, they're trying to get a clear picture behind you. It's not as easy as it sounds, but they're going to get it. And Ash did say thanks for the feedback. It's amazing. We're going to get it. We have many, many different AI strategies to make it the best of the best. And remember one thing that I know for sure, they are shooting for a quality of Connect. If you hit that and everything we do, and I said that to us, you hit what you did with Connect with everything, he goes, well, I want to tell you something, Connect's not good enough either. So that's what I mean. Onpassive is chasing Onpassive in a year, 2 years from now. You can't beat that. Most companies build, how much can we make on this? And they run it until they milk it dry. And then they have to rebuild or they repair. Onpassive is always going to be building. And because we're in the SaaS platform, everything you see will be brand new. Every time you walk out of your house, that car you have could be repainted. It could have a new engine in it. It could have new windows, tinted. Every time you go into Onpassive, that's what you're going to see. You bought the car, you bought the vehicle, but the vehicle is going to be updated and upgraded overnight. That's a big deal. That's a big, big deal. How many times have you downloaded something for Apple and you're kind of messed up? Like, oh, what the heck's going on? And then they get it weeded out. Now they call it an update, but in some cases it's a repair. Something didn't work quite right. That's AI. It happens to everybody, even Apple. Okay, it happens to everybody. So let's not make something out of nothing. This is life, and we're in the beta part of it. Another thing, the extension. Yes, it was 11 days. Why 11, not 10? Who knows? Maybe April 1st is going to be a April Fool's that I'm not involved in. Trust me, I'm not doing that again. I did not have backfired on that stuff. Of course, Chris thought it was great, but whoo, I ate so much crow on April 2nd, it wasn't funny. But anyway, keep in mind, nobody, not Marty DeGarmo, not Mike Ellis, not Dan Street, want Onpassive to launch any quicker than Mr. Mufara. But he does something more than we do. He wants it the best of the best. You don't get a second chance at a debut. You don't get to go, here's the movie coming out, here's the premiere, and then a week later get to do it again. That's not the way it works. So instead of dribbling in, like I hear people saying, well, we have commissions, we have bonus. Yes, they're there. Yes, they know it. Another thing, they want to pay that more than as much as we want to receive it. No, I'm not kidding. Why? Because once they can do that, when you see payments going out, and then you see that pay processor coming in, whatever it might be, it's over. That means they're ready to go. That means they're ready to go. They can't build a little stick bridge to bring money in and out, because what happens in a month? What happens in 2 months? Yeah, it's 37 million now. Do you think that's going to stop? The company didn't even get out of first year, and we were $37 million in bonuses and payments to people that had it coming. Come on, where are we going to be in a month, 2 months, 3 months after it gets going? They need a bridge. If it's a bridge for now, it needs to be Golden Gate. It can't be some rickety old bridge. So let's keep that in mind. Let's think bigger. Onpassive is way too big to think small. If you do, you're just wasting your time. It's bigger than we think. Okay, there's a lot moving, and the beauty of it is, no matter what we think, go look. They're signing agreements with people. They're expanding by daily. They're expanding. They're shipping. People are flying back and forth around everywhere. Meetings with people, signing, getting together with different companies and countries. So it's a big deal. Just rest assured, whatever you think, we are really blowing it up right now, and that's a good thing. Okay. Chris Johnson did go fishing finally, and yes, he caught some fish. I'm sure we're going to hear about the one that got away. And he told me he caught sharks, right? So he holds up a hammerhead. It's about 5 inches long. That's not a shark, okay? You caught a baby. Anyway, it looks like he's having fun, but he should be back tonight. He might be in Oran. One last thing I want to say. Tomorrow night, I'll make sure I get this right. At 11, no, at 12 midnight, Saturday night into Sunday, we're going to have a Papua New Guinea webinar, okay? For Mike and them, it'll be 10 p.m. Saturday night. They're 12, 14 hours ahead for me, 16 hours ahead for Mike and Dan. But it'll be 2 p.m. Papua New Guinea time, Sunday afternoon. Anyway, the link will be back there. We made a poster. I want to go because I want to see how if it's easier for them to get on, because that's a big deal. Now, keep in mind, if we go in there and start playing with the background, I don't this stuff, they know. That's not what we're going there for. We're going there to see how well they connect, and we can chat with them in a webinar, because that is a really big deal. And the news from last 360 was unbelievable. I mean, people are getting it from all over Africa, all over countries I never even heard of. And that, trust me, that's what's going to make the difference for everything, that people can get in. Then you're going to get OPAL and all these other things that are going to just enhance all that. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Mike, and we'll go from here. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, no, thanks, Marty. You know, I get on a lot of webinars. I get on a lot of different video conferencing platforms. It's really, really hard for me to be on anything but OConnect right now. We're not on OConnect right now, and I absolutely hate it. I mean, it's not even close to what OConnect is. But I want to reiterate something that Marty said, really, really important to understand what Mr. Mufara is doing. We only get one chance at launching OConnect. That's it, just one chance. And Mr. Mufara, I think OConnect is just about perfect right now. I think Mr. Mufara could launch OConnect right now. It would be the rave of the world. But that's not Mr. Mufara. He knows there's a couple of things left he can do to make it even better than it is. And as Marty talked about, when he does that and OConnect goes out there and it is so far superior to anything that's out there, the things that are going to happen within Onpassive because of OConnect, it really is going to be extraordinary. And there are a lot of affiliates that have been talking about OConnect. Marty's been talking about it. Dan's been talking about it. Everybody's been talking about OConnect. And we have a pretty good understanding of just how good it is. So I'm not going to go into the exact features of OConnect and why OConnect is as good as it is. But I want to get to the marketing side. And that's where I live. I look at the product, I look at the superiority of the product, I look at how good it is, what it's going to do on the market, lower price point, all of those things. And then when you look at the market of the video conferencing platform, webinar platform, our market is about 10 to $12 billion. And Marty said it earlier. With a market that size, you can literally take care of yourself the rest of your life. It is a massive market. You know, when we talk about Onpassive, we're so used to such larger numbers because there's stuff coming behind Onpassive that will just blow your mind. I'll get to that in just a second. But a 10 to $12 billion market will set you free. You can literally work this market the rest of your life, get to a place where you don't worry about your bottom line, you don't worry about income. And obviously, the people in Onpassive, the affiliates in Onpassive, we're here because Onpassive is going to go to work for each and every one of us. Marty, Dan, and I, can we market? Yeah, we can market. But most people can't do what we do because they haven't put the time in to develop the skill sets necessary to do that. Onpassive is going to do that. And then we talk about an OConnect market of $10 billion. Guys, this is going to set everybody free. And it's one product. There are so many more products coming behind that. It really is. It's almost impossible to calculate what's coming within Onpassive when you start to understand the magnitude of what Mr. Mufara has done and the products that are coming behind it. And I'll give you a quick example. We know that Onpassive is working on their data centers. We know the first one is done. I think the second one, if it's not done, it's really, really close. And if we look at the data centers around the world, and one of the big places where data centers are is Virginia. I didn't know that. Loudoun County, Virginia. And in Loudoun County, Virginia, there are over 300 different data centers. And the companies that are investing in data centers in Loudoun County, Virginia, are investing $50 billion in their data centers. Now, the largest data center in the world is in China. I don't know what they spent on that data center, but it is massive. And then I think about Onpassive, what Mr. Mufareh is doing, the technology he's using, the people he's put together, and how all of that is going to work out. And the one phrase that comes to my mind, Onpassive has become the giant slayer. Understand the niches that Onpassive are not only going to go after, but they're going to dominate. There are some really, really big players in these different niches. And the niches are multi-billion dollar niches. And Onpassive, because of the philosophy that Mr. Mufareh has brought to the table, these other companies, although they're giants, they can't compete with Onpassive because what they think about the money. They are amoral. They have no moral conscience. All they want is power and money. When you think about Onpassive, what you think about what Mr. Mufareh has done, honest, ethical, and clean. Mr. Mufareh is coming in and trying to help people. That's not the philosophy of any other company in the world. And that's why when Mr. Mufareh develops these technologies using cutting edge technology, the best of the best, the reason he can make it so much better is because of the philosophy of Onpassive. We're here first to help people, not to make money. And when you help people the way Mr. Mufareh is going to be helping people, all of a sudden you become the giant slayer. And for me, that's a really, really cool phrase. And I love, I went on and looked up video conferencing platforms earlier today. I did not find OConnect. OConnect was not there. It was nowhere to be found. And I just smiled because I know what's coming. And that's why Mr. Mufareh is waiting until Onpassive is as perfect as he wants it. Now, when I say that, I'm not talking about years, guys. I'm not even talking about months. They're already working on all this stuff. He knows what he's doing. He knows what has to be done. And the tech guys, they're working on it right now. I think it's going to happen very, very quickly. But when it happens and Onpassive comes out with OConnect, and like I said earlier, what I'm looking at right now, OConnect just puts it to shame. I'm looking at Marty and Dan, and we're on the panel. It's just not like OConnect. And when OConnect comes out, all of a sudden, Onpassive, and I think the competition already knows this, they are the giant slayer. And I absolutely love that term. And it's going to be fun to watch. Not only is it going to be fun to watch, but each and every one of us, we're going to benefit from what Mr. Mufareh is doing. We get one chance. That one chance is absolutely going to be perfect. And when it happens, everything goes into gear, including the viral effect. It's just going to be really, really fun to watch. A lot of people have been talking about OConnect. Every one of them are right. It is superior. It is above market value at a lower price point. And when it comes out as superior as Mr. Mufareh wants it, just get out of the way. Just get out of the way. And when you go up to look up video conferencing platforms, maybe you don't see OConnect today. Give it a month or two. And all of a sudden, that's all you're going to see. And it benefits, again, each and every one of us. Those individuals that are affiliated have come in to start their business of Onpassive. Let Onpassive go to work for you. And when you do that and Onpassive releases this thing, just get ready, because it's only the first product, because right behind it, there are going to be 3, 4, 5 other products coming out, and they're going to be as superior as OConnect. It's going to be really, really fun. Dan, I'll turn it over to you. Go ahead and toss it around a little bit, and we'll just keep it going. Go ahead.
Well, how do you follow that? Good job, guys. Mike, you hit some key points. All of what the word that comes to mind for me is momentum. And if you think about it, Onpassive has never ever lost momentum. In companies that we've been involved with in the past, they've lost momentum. we get excited about the potential of a company and come up with a plan to market, and we do our thing and we help people to try and do the same thing. And then the problem is that the business models of these companies, they were terrible, and the success was limited to, we talk about it all the time, only the 2% of the people. So if the company does stay in business, very few people succeed, and that momentum stalls. And with that, our credibility and the credibility of the company is trash. So when this happens, you realize that it's not necessarily the product, because there's some good products out there. It's the structure and the business model of the company. And the greed and the corruption of the people at the top not only destroy the company, but the dreams of those people like us who thought they had a chance to change their lives. Now you contrast that with the momentum of Onpassive. And the momentum of Onpassive has never stopped. We started promoting the benefits of, Marty, Mike, and I started promoting the benefits of Onpassive, and it was exciting. And we could see that this company was for real, and it continued to grow in just a massive way. And in contrast to the other business models, Onpassive is an unbelievable success. We're recognized by major organizations. Marty was talking about it earlier. We're recognized by major organizations, governments worldwide, and our credibility continues to grow. You don't get certified by a Cisco and an ICANN if you don't have a legit business, real people, real products, and a real company, and that's what Onpassive is. So what's even more fun is that I think about the fact that there's two types of momentum that Onpassive has. We've got the amazing products that like OConnect. I mean, I've played around with OConnect, and do I understand everything about it? I was playing around with the virtual background, and I was just amazed. It took 10, 15 minutes. Daryl Cook and I got on, and Daryl sent me a document to sign, and I signed it. I can't remember how he did that, but he could go through everything. It's amazing what it has that we are continuing to learn. So it's an amazing product. It's got just amazing features and benefits. So when I talk about the two types of momentum that we're experiencing with Onpassive, it's those amazing products like OConnect that we know of, and the growth and development and the relationships that we see all around the world. And then there's all of that amazing momentum that is being generated behind the scenes that we don't see. And believe me, that is, to me, I think about that all the time. It's huge. There's so much going on behind the scenes that we don't have a clue about. And it's bigger than what we see now. So, and the exciting thing is all of that is going to be revealed to us very, very soon. And, so our anticipation, everybody here, our level of anticipation is just at a height that we can only just enjoy it. That's all I can say. And I know we're in the right place with Onpassive, and I believe that all of you know we're in the right place with Onpassive, that it is the real deal with real products and real people, and we can't say that enough. And Mr. Mofara and his team are the best of the best. Back to you, Marty.
Fantastic. Wow. That went well. Over 430 people here. Not bad. Another thing I was thinking about, we always talk about for individuals, it's going to be massive, but for companies, think about an MLM company comes in and you have OConnect and you have your leaders in, like we do in every MLM or any company, bring them in and be able to use OConnect as part of their business. Just imagine for a minute, every time you get into a business, MLM, let's look at MLM for a minute. You have to build a system. You have to have a system. Whether you build it, you didn't build it. Most people can't build it. That's what the problem is. But with Onpassive, you could come in at MLM, legit MLM. MLM's not a bad word. It's just the setup of it is just not good. It's not user friendly. Well, if I was in an MLM and I had OConnect and I had the tools of Onpassive as they come out, and instead of me selling people some stupid kit, I could say, okay, here's what you need for you to succeed. And you bring them in and give them the tools of Onpassive to build whatever business it is, as long as it's legit. It's mind blowing what could happen. Absolutely mind blowing, because the company is set up to help companies, not just individuals. And that's big. I mean, I don't know any company that does that, really. And you'll be able to come in and give unlimited O-Connect, Tracker, O-Tracker. Are you kidding me? O-Tracker is unbelievable. And go look up a tracker for a website outside of Onpassive. How much they cost? They're really expensive. Now put this together. This is what is really cool about it. And that you come in as an MLM. Maybe the company doesn't come in, but you come in and you decide to use the tools of Onpassive. You have just now created another stream of income, because you're going to make the money off the tools. Listen, we know that the gold rush in California, you know who made the most? The guys that sold the tools. I mean, yeah, a couple of people hit it rich, and of course they're blown up, but the millions of people that went in there digging and hitting, what did they need? They needed a pick, they needed an axe, and they needed a pan. And that guy just sat back, I can do this. He punched out pans, he punched out picks, and made a fortune. And that's Onpassive. But imagine being the guy on the outside selling the tools and the guy on the inside picking up the gold. That's a win-win. You win even if you don't win. If the company's struggling, a lot of products suck, people don't like it. But if you find a product that you like and it works and people love it, and then you hook Onpassive in as an extra heart to get it pumped up, to get it working, I can't imagine what's going to happen. And if I even owned an MLM, I would swallow my pride, say, okay, here's what I want to do. We're getting in, and tell the people, yes, there's a kit. What does it cost? And you look at the cost of O-Connect, O-Create, O-Tracker, and O-Pal, whatever it is, group of 4 or 5, and say it's going to cost you $500. And by the way, everybody you bring in, you're going to tell them the same thing. You're making money from the products, and you're going to make money. You're going to start making enough money that your tools are going to be free. And then your tools are going to make you money. Listen, the first sale is 100% commission. Well, blow me down, as Popeye would say, right? I mean, come on. That's massive. I mean, I remember working, and you're going and going and going, and this is pretty crazy, but I remember I was part of it. When you break even, you're like celebrating. Well, the first celebration, you're already in debt again, because you can't afford to celebrate. You just broke even. And that's sad when you know most people don't even break even, they lose money. So I'm not kidding you. I already know some people that have products that they love outside of Onpassive, and they're waiting for Onpassive. They're focused on Onpassive, but they're going to use Onpassive tools to fully blow things, any industry you want, anything. Just put your head together. Think about what I'm saying, and then hook up a club in ONET. Now remember, ONET, OMail, OTrim, all that, OES, it's getting a facelift. It is going to be brought up to minimum O-Connect where it is now. What do you have to sell? Marketers will be obsolete. You don't need to be a marketer. And try it for free and walk away. Because if they don't like it, they're not going to use it anyway. But I guarantee any product that has anything to do with what we're doing in Onpassive, if they see what they can have here, some for free, nobody's going to beat the price. You're not going to beat the technology. What do you have to sell? Don't worry about being a marketer. You don't need to be a marketer. You're just going to be a superhero. Boom. They come in, they get it, and the system will grow and grow and grow and grow. Because the really important thing that Ash found out, take care of people. Don't play games with them. Give them more than they asked. And keep giving them more than they ask. Overwhelm them with stacking the cool. Overwhelm them with what you give them. Because what happens when this happens, now that every product that comes out, everybody wants to see it. And when they understand that if they stock the shelf in their virtual store of Onpassive, if somebody buys it, you get a commission. And this is a snowball that's going to get bigger faster. You know what I mean about bigger faster? Things get big, but bigger faster is powerful, very powerful. Because that snowball that started at the top of the hill, it's a lot bigger at the bottom. And this is an unlimited hill. I mean, you have a state rolling by the time it gets down far enough. So that's where we're at. I mean that. And that's where we're part of that. And you got to know, because of the size. Listen, just go by the size we do know. You got to know what we don't know, that it makes sense, that it's just not a light switch. So come you're not, when I hear people say, I wish you wouldn't give an extension. Okay, then you wouldn't be able to use OConnect until it's ready. It doesn't change. He just went out of his way and said, look, we're going to be another week or whatever it is. In the meantime, we're going to let you use OConnect for free. No, don't give me an extension. I didn't say that. Okay. I want to use OConnect. I can't believe he's given us an extension. I really can't believe it. Whether he gives an extension or not extension does not speed up the process of the next thing that needs to happen in Onpassive. It does not. We're going to get there when it's ready. When it's time, you're going to see a payment process, and when it's time, you're going to get paid, and when it's time, you're going to get all the stuff you got coming, and then you're going to get a 2-way street. Then you're going to get a 4-way street. Then you're going to get an 8-lane highway going both directions, and you're going to forget about that little path that you were worried about when you started. No joke. I'm going to let Mike or anybody come back and add something before I hurt myself. I'm good.
Yeah. No, I've got some stuff, Marty. I think Dan's concept of momentum, it really is apropos for Onpassive. And Marty has been talking about momentum, but he's not talking about Onpassive momentum. He's talking about Onpassive giving other companies the momentum they need to go forward and make money. That is such a big deal. And Onpassive, it is a steamroller right now. The momentum of Onpassive, it is a steamroller. So that was a great concept, Dan. Absolutely loved when you talked about momentum. It's so important, not only with Onpassive, but with other companies. And Onpassive is going to be able to give other companies that momentum. But just real quickly, when you talk about Onpassive, and there are so many levels, so many layers to the onion of Onpassive, and you start to strip them back, and you're going, it just gets overwhelming. And one of the layers of the onion that I want to talk about just very, very quickly is security. I talked about data center earlier, a little bit about OConnect. And when you talk about these other companies and what they do, yeah, they might have a little security there, but they take all your information, and you guys know this, and they sell it. And that's how they make the majority of their money. They sell your information to third parties that want to come in and market to you. It's the way they make their money. With Onpassive, and again, this is why small businesses, medium-sized businesses, large businesses, governments, individuals will come in and use OConnect and use the data center of Onpassive. It's because they know as they give the information to Onpassive, it is secure. It's never going to be sold. It's never going to be misused. They always have control of it. And when you start to talk about the security of Onpassive, it's such a big deal for me. I've been online for about, I don't know, maybe a dozen years, like Marty and Dan have. And every time I enter my information, and normally I don't give the right information, I lie about it, but I know that information is going to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And I know that because they contact me, and I absolutely hate that. And the real shame is a lot of people, when they come on, they're a little bit naive. They give the real information: social security number, birth date, driver's license, everything that they have, they're given to people. And that's being used in an unethical way. Onpassive, honest, clean, ethical. Always, always, always. Mr. Mufar will always be that. And security is such a big deal. And when the second data center is done and everything is on that platform of the second data center, everything is secure. You never have to worry about security again. And again, what does that do to the market? What does that do to the people coming in and needing a data center? I don't know what Mr. Mufareh is doing with the technology of the data center, but it's the same as OConnect. It's cutting edge, best of the best. And he's putting a product together that people are just going to love. And when that happens, it's like everything within Onpassive. It will go viral. People will come in. Again, another product, another viral effect, another thing that's affecting us in a very positive way. And I think one of the reasons that it's going to affect people in that way is the security aspect of Onpassive. I just thought I'd throw that out there, guys. It's just another layer of the onion, but we're in such a great position. And Marty's right. Mr. Mufareh, when it's ready, it's going to happen. It's going to happen very, very quickly. And any thoughts that you've had that maybe it's been too long, what you want, what you need, blah, 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 blah. And I'm sorry I say that, guys, but it really is indifferent. It's going to happen when it's ready. I think it's going to be fairly quick. And when it does, yeah, just get ready. You're going to be really, really happy. Marty, Dan, go ahead. Take it from there.
Well, I'll just throw one more thing out there. I just remember what Ash would say about how he told us the process worked for Onpassive. And we just have to remember that. They have a process for everything that they do. And it is a team of people that he has put together that shuts out the noise. They have tunnel vision and they get the job done. And they're working relentlessly for us to build the best products in the world. And we know that for a fact. We believe that. So I can say that, I remember he said, like, every product that he develops, that they develop, they start the product, they stabilize it, they scale it, and they soar. And we're about ready to soar with quite a few products. And it's very, very exciting. And we're witnessing that firsthand with OConnect. We know there's not a better web conferencing product anywhere, and it gets better every week. And Ash is a perfectionist, and I agree with both Marty and Mike when they said we only have one chance to make this debut and make it work. We have one chance to get it out there to everybody. Well, a lot of people have already seen what we've got, and it just keeps getting better. So that's the kind of a company we want to be associated with, one that doesn't just put something out there and forget about it and say, this will work for a long time. They will continue to improve every single product that they put out there. And that's very, very reassuring, not only for the short term, but for the long term. Marty, who are you talking to?
Yeah, let me say one thing, Dan. After everything you just said, Dan, I'm thinking about these other companies. There are companies out there that are just freaking out right now. Yeah, they're absolutely freaking out. I love it. Marty, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to add one more thing. That's what happens when you have us three together. It does not end. You just got to lose the power. No, but I had, we lost our refrigerator. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. So I went on Google and I looked up refrigerator and I went to try to look at which ones are rated the highest, and even that's biased because the company buys it. And of course they're going to say theirs is better. But anyway, that's all I did. I went on Google. I didn't go anywhere else. 2 hours later, it was in Facebook. It was on YouTube. And not only that, if you click on home in YouTube, that's the big channel where a lot of stuff going on. And there's refrigerators there. Now, I don't know about you. It's okay. I get it. It's marketing, but I wasn't asked and I'm not getting paid for it. And no, and then on Onpassive, the difference will be, hey, Cynthia Deering, yeah, we got a company that wants to advertise. Your websites are out there all over the world. Would it be okay if we put a little ad at the bottom left-hand side or whatever? Yeah. Boom. Boom. Look, it's only a little piece of pie, but when you get so much pie, that you could fill up trucks with it, that's a lot of pie. And that's how Onpassive will work. Onpassive believes in, if we're making money, you should too. You find a company that can tell you that, grab it. But do yourself a favor. Save the time and just get an Onpassive, because there is no companies that do it like Onpassive. There's not. I would know. I spent 15, 16 hours a day for years trying to find the golden goose. I didn't know it was Onpassive. I found that out later. But no, very good. We're in for, like we always say, just keep your eyes open. Last week I had a feeling, 2 weeks ago, something big's coming. It's really quiet. And what happened? We go to 360 that day, and it's the new O Connect, and boy, did they over deliver. And I expect that everything they do. We know now that their minimum standard is above everybody else on the planet. I keep telling people, listen, there's always 1 through 10. Now there's only 2 through 10. Number one, we already know who has that position. And it'll be the same with every product we have. Like Mike said, damn, when a new product comes out, maybe you already have 40 products. What does that mean? I mean, just what does it mean? They're buying the first 10. Another one comes out, they're buying the 11th one. What does that mean? And instead of X amount of people in your sales force, you have double that. And you have double the products. And you have, well, I didn't do very good in school. But a monkey boy like me can figure out, damn, okay? That's what I know. I know that's very good. Anyway, I think I'm done. I'm not off. I'm ever
Let me
done.
let me say one last thing, Marty.
All right.
Someday when we have time, we'll talk about what that means. It's a big deal, but what it means is Onpassive doesn't give you a piece of pie. They don't do that. They give you the whole pie. And that's what it means. And when we have time someday, we'll talk about it. It'll blow your mind away. Absolutely blow you away. Go ahead, Marty. I'm done. I won't say anything else.
I doubt it, but he says he's done, Dan. What about you? Are you done, Dan? All right, over.
I'm done.
Flip me over. I'm done. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
done.
Anyway,
I don't want to say anything I regret.
I always say stuff I regret.
Yeah.
Well, not always, but pretty close. Almost 500 people. We really appreciate that, by the way. And we'll all be back. Remember, Papua New Guinea tomorrow night into Sunday. It'll be posted. I want a lot of people there because I want to see how well it works.